This course, as you know, is all about tactical technology planning. Before we dive into the details of all the technology, I just want to talk a little bit about how we're defining that and what that might mean for your organization. Let's start with the first word last, planning. What is a plan? Why should you plan? A plan helps you to plot out where you're going. What are your key priorities? What should you do next? It's like a strategic plan or a marketing plan. You could work without it, but you're not likely to be as effective or as efficient if you don't think through what makes the most sense for your organization. It also helps you decide what doesn't make sense for you. Especially in the world of technology, it sometimes feels like there are so very many project options and so many people telling you all about the thing you should do right now. A plan lets you chart out first steps and gives you confidence about pushing other things to the back burner. And the actual process, the journey, the conversations, the prioritization provide a lot of value in of itself. We'll absolutely be working through an actual written plan as well, so you'll have that document in hand by the end of the course. But don't think about that document as the sole end goal. Working with your team to discuss and make decisions is a core part of the planning process. So that's planning. Why are we calling it tactical planning rather than strategic planning? It's very purposeful. They are two pretty different things in Idealware's eyes. In an ideal world, you'd think through your strategies before your tactics. You'd create your organization's strategic plan, outlining the key priorities for how you're going to meet your mission over the next 5 years or so. Then, based on that, you'd create a strategic technology plan that talks through how you're going to use technology to support those priorities and to enhance your ability to pursue your mission. You would ideally be planning in other areas too. So maybe you'd have a fundraising plan or a marketing plan. The tactics would ideally come after all of this. It's what you're going to do, what technologies you're going to implement to pursue that mission. But that's a lot of planning. No matter what the best practices say, we find that many organizations just get stuck on that idea of trying to do so much planning. And so instead, they don't create any plans at all. So you'd ideally do your strategic planning before your tactical planning, but tactical planning is a whole lot better than no planning at all. And in fact, we find that many organizations really aren't yet at a point where strategic planning is their top priority. Let's envision this like you're planning for renovating your home. Strategic planning could really help you redesign your kitchen, thinking through precisely how you'd like to use your kitchen, how it functions as part of your household, what changes could really enhance life for your whole family. Modernizing an outdated kitchen is important stuff, and it could really change how you feel on a day-to-day basis. But that assumes that the kitchen is really your top priority. What if, though, your whole basement is flooded? Look at this, there's like 6 inches of standing water. Your boiler is underwater. Obviously, that needs to come first. It doesn't matter if your kitchen is outdated if your furnace is going to die tomorrow. So, tactical planning is all about figuring out what your top priorities are from a technology perspective. Are there areas in which your technology basement is underwater, so to speak? Is there a place where you really need to focus your attention before it makes sense to really think about how you can use technology to meet your mission in an innovative way? So we're focused on the tactical for this course. We're not looking so much at the high-level strategic stuff, like how technology can, in general, help us work better, or where we should be with technology in 5 years. Instead, we're trying to identify anywhere where your basement is underwater from a technology perspective, or where there's technology best practices that could really help you be more effective, especially if there's ones that aren't very complex or expensive. So we're starting with the tactical, but in fact, as you feel like you've got this piece under control, a strategic technology plan would be a great next step. As you've dried out your basement, it certainly could be useful to think about what other projects would help you work better toward your mission.